Just here to commemorate one great man who was at the center of many different communities, no matter, who you are or what you listen to. Everybody knows David Bowie. Everybody can sing a few of his tunes, so.
As part of my investigation into the sense of an ending, I'll be looking at the public reaction to David Bowie's death and how social media was used as a platform for public mourning. The outpouring of public grief about David Bowie's death resulted in a tsunami across all forms of social media. Twitter in particular was a platform used as tweets from all social spectrums poured in to commemorate David Bowie's life and legacy. Many fans felt a personal connection to David Bowie and responded to his death in the way that they would to a family member or friend dying. Many of Bowie's fans found out through social media of his death. With the news obituary released through Bowie's official Facebook page, it's no wonder the news trended through social media sites such as Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. According to a report by the Pew Internet Research, around 73% of adults use some form of social media online, the most popular being Facebook. Perhaps with a new era of technology and communication in mind, and Bowie's generation moving on to social media, this was an appropriate way to propel the news of David Bowie's death, creating a portal for antiquity and grieving that has made history. In the book, Death of a Rock Star, Taylor Cole Miller states, social media tools like Twitter act as a liminal mourning space in which users pool their tributes and remembrances to grieve socially rather than individually. There are more than 4.3 million tweets dedicated to David Bowie, and that's just on the day of his death. Tweets from all ends of social spectrum hailing David Bowie as an icon, genius and true original. Many of David Bowie's fans felt they had a personal connection to him through his music and treated his death similar to one close to a family member. In the book Closure, The Rush to End Grief and What It Costs Us, Nancy Burns states the concept of closure only became popular in the late 1990s, having sprung from various places: the self-help movement, pop psychology, and the death penalty campaigners and the funeral industry, all of whom sees the idea of death as one of their own. It is a made-up concept unrelated to any psychological process, she says. Emotions don't work like that. You don't just wrap up all your pain and forget about it. Our society has created an industry out of death, whether it is for celebrity or for anyone else. We share an ideology that once our loved ones have passed away and have been buried, that is our closure. It could be said that the industry has sprung out of death is a form of consumerism. In order to reach our closure, you have to buy it. Closure as a modern practice could be perceived as a tool for financial gain in a capitalist society. The idea of closure is to find forgiveness, justice and acceptance, or resolution, but we commonly seek closure by doing things to make us feel better about the situation, or honouring the transition away from what has finished into something new. It could be said that David Bowie's final two albums were created with different intentions. Black Star, released in January 2016, is an album constructed by Bowie to communicate with his fans and tell the story of his finale. David Bowie's family and friends said it was Bowie's parting gift for fans. However, David Bowie's record company collected all of his best songs to create Legacy. This album could be perceived as a vehicle to make profit for his record company. For fans of Bowie, a way of finding closure and acceptance of his death may be through purchasing an album that reminds them of him and allows them to interact with his ideology. Celebrity death in particular has become the most profitable industry, with follow-up albums of the greatest hits and recovered home videos that allow fans to access, at a price, to the last captured moments of their idols. A somewhat morbid extension of the trend of the aging superstar is that some of the most profitable music brands are related to those artists who have actually passed away. In the book, The Music Industry, Music in the Cloud, Patrick Wilkenstrom states, the Forbes annual list of the 15 top earning dead celebrities showed that they grossed a combined $366 million during 2011 alone. Although our favourite rock stars and artists pass away, their music stays ever present with the use of technology, allowing us to stream and download our favourite singles, whether it be for a nostalgia trip there will always be a demand for the latest edition of our rockstar idols. From a Marxist perspective, record labels that produce these follow-up albums act as the bourgeoisie to society, who will be the proletariat to exploit our desire to buy into legacy albums of our music legends. Critics have described Bowie's Black Star album as very complex to understand. However, following Bowie's final album, David Bowie's official YouTube channel released the music videos of his final 7 songs. The videos were released as following the album on the 8th of January 2016, just 2 days before he died. All of the paradigms in the music videos provide purpose and meaning, suggesting the videos are more than just a parting gift. The music video is used as a discourse for Bowie to communicate with his fans through his suggestive lyrics. He uses the lyrics, "Look up here, I'm in heaven," in his single Lazarus. This implies Bowie's narrating the final spectre of his death through his music as a way to connect with his fans. David Bowie's death has a profound degree of symbolism that has a deeper meaning than just a superficial surface. There is evidence to prove that David Bowie's career was narrated by his beliefs in Crowleyism. Evidence for this being the unmistakable biblical references and symbolic code in his song Lazarus. Lazarus refers to a biblical character that rises 4 days after his death. It could be said that Bowie's references are a false paradigm that mock Christianity. In the music video Lazarus, David Bowie is blindfolded with buttons as eyes. Allegedly, this could reference Sharon's Opal, a biblical story that features a character who has the ability to transport people into the afterworld. To access this payment is made through having 2 coins on the mouth or across the eyes. However, Bowie's blindfolded features of 2 buttons across the eyes, which could hold a symbolic meaning referencing to the film Coraline. Coraline is thought to have a direct link to the films Wizard of Oz and Labyrinth, which is one of Bowie's most popular films. They follow the same basic blueprint, the first being the protagonist is a young girl that is curious, fearless and resourceful. She is bored with her life and wishes for fun adventure. She then magically enters a world that is strange but wonderful and then gets hooked into the alternate world and doesn't want to go back into reality. In the film Coraline, the characters in the alternate world all have buttons for eyes. Bowie's reference to this could be a suggestion that he is captured in an alternate reality and is a puppet controlled by the handlers. In the music video, Bowie is led on a hospital bed with a female character below him trying to reach him. This is thought to be a connection to the satanic symbol, as above, so below. With Bowie being on top of the bed and the female character is below, being above is a symbol of aspiration or rising up as a male force, and being below is the symbol of the grace of the heaven and the womb. The opposites are represented through triangles. When these triangles are combined, they make an alternate reality symbolized by a star. This could be represented through Bowie's choice of album title, Black Star. The last symbolism in Bowie's music video is his choice of garment in the final shot. He is seen in a chalk-striped uniform that was also a feature of a photograph in his early career. The garment is photographed as David Bowie is drawing the Kabbalist Tree of Life. In the book, Symbols of the Kabbalah, it references the 2 worlds of satanic practice in forms of dots and stripes. Stripes is represented in the world of restoration, which is thought to be linked with David Bowie's restoration to the Gold Age. David Bowie openly admitted to having been inspired by an occult influence. In a 1995 interview, Bowie stated that he has an overriding interest with the Kabbalah and Crowleyism and the whole world that revolves around the darker side of the brain. It is clear to see these references are more than just a coincidence, and it would explain David Bowie's carefully planned finale. Over the course of researching and studying Bowie, it's become apparent that nothing is ever done by accident. Everything has a purpose and a meaning. I believe that Bowie's death was planned right down until the very T, all under his control. I think his beliefs led him to create the final album, but not for profit. The world could have never been prepared for David Bowie's death on the 10th of January 2016. In the book, Afterlife as an After Image, Understanding the Posthumous Fame, Stephen Jones states, "There's a new category of celebrity death itself. Celebrities dying of natural causes, causing at least a slight shift in media coverage. Instead of hauntingly written obituaries, we were given the well-prepared retrospectives. The death of Bowie could never have been expected by media. However, this is true. As we reach the end of an era of rock and roll musicians, we as a media and society should prepare ourselves for the death of our icons." It is almost hard to imagine David Bowie in past tense. Bowie is the true definition of a British icon, and his legacy will live on through his music and the way he transformed our culture. His constant progression and reinvention has launched us into what is now a post-modern era.